What's up, guys? This is Corey. Welcome to CNA Films and Animation. Well, for the past 3 weeks I have reviewed seasons 1 through 3 of Arrested Development. Today I'm going to be talking about the 4th season. Well, guys, we waited 7 years for a potential movie that, they promised at the end of season 3, and turns out that we ended up getting a 4th season of the show. And so, how was it? Was it as good as the previous seasons? Was it better? Hopefully it wasn't worse, but, what were my thoughts on it? Well, guys, unfortunately, this was not very good. I'll start off by saying that. I did not like season 4. Now, let me tell you what my mindset was going into season 4. First off, I knew I was not going to be getting anything like season 1 through 3, because it just, things that take several years later and everything just aren't the same. And I knew that going in. I knew that it wasn't going to be what I was hoping it was going to be. But I was still hoping that it would be very funny. I was still hoping that it would be entertaining. Just all around decent season. And was it? Well, no, it wasn't. And in fact, unfortunately, I found it to be unfunny, boring, and just all around unenjoyable. Now, for the most part, there was a couple of jokes here and there in each episode that I thought worked and were relatively funny. There was only a couple times throughout the entire season that I laughed pretty damn hard. And believe me, guys, that was few and far between. Which is, not even comparable to the previous seasons where I would laugh, pretty hard on like 3 or 4 times per episode. And it varied per episode, obviously, but I mean, there was several moments in an episode where I would laugh just really hard, and I found previous seasons to be a lot funnier. And this one just was disappointing in that area. So how was the writing? Because the previous seasons were, very well written and actually rather clever. Well, guys, season 4, while I will say was to a point cleverly written, because they intertwine each character with different stories and all combine them to make one coherent story, for the most part it was rather lacking. There was unnecessary things here and there throughout. There was cameos from people that were either unnecessary or not very funny. Sometimes the cameos worked. I thought Kristen Wiig did a good job portraying a young Lucille Bluth, and Seth Rogen wasn't too bad either as George Senior Bluth. And it's they appeared a couple of times. I felt that they were strongest in the first couple of episodes that they were in, but it, for the most part, was rather eh. Another thing that I found to be very distracting with this season was they had a lot of throwbacks to previous seasons. A lot of in-jokes in this season. There was a lot of, reoccurring cameos. There was a lot of different things that, just took me out of the episode and made me just want to watch the older stuff. For instance, a couple of times throughout, especially like the first episode of this season, and a couple times throughout, in different episodes, they had the Peanuts music playing, and someone would have their head drooped and walk away. They did that in season 2, I believe. Maybe it was season 1. I don't fully remember, but that joke really worked in the previous seasons, and it worked kind of like as just a throwback thing, but then they kept doing it, and it lost its comedic edge. Another complaint that I have is that the episodes were way too long. Sometimes it took them between 5 to 10 minutes to get into the actual intro, where they would say the Arrested Development and show you all the characters and stuff. It sometimes took them 10 minutes to get to that, and frankly, it was unnecessary. It was too long. Episodes ran nearly 40 minutes each. I think the average was about 35 minutes. And, previous episodes, they were like 20 minutes long. They were short, fast, funny, and these are nearly twice as long and just not as enjoyable. Another complaint, I guess, is that there was a couple of episodes that they focused heavily on one character, and they had like 2 or 3 episodes focused on the same character. And yeah, I guess you needed those extra episodes, but sometimes they were just characters that frankly I really didn't care all that much about, or at least didn't really care about what was going on with their lives. For instance, unfortunately, I am a huge fan of Jeffrey Tambor, but I really didn't care about George Sr.'s storyline in this season. It wasn't interesting, wasn't really funny, and it just kept going on and on. And a couple times I even fell asleep during an episode and would have to rewatch it again just to make sure I got everything in the episode, so that way I would be able to review it, obviously. But it drug on way too long, and it just was not enjoyable. Well, guys, overall, there was a couple funny moments here and there, but frankly, it was not all enjoyable. It wasn't funny. It wasn't really even creative. It was just kind of a hot mess. And I have to give it a 3.7. I was going to give it a 4.5 out of 10, but the last 5 minutes of the last episode, a couple of things happened that just really pissed me off and left a bitter taste in my mouth. And frankly, I don't know if I want to see season 5 if they make a 5th season. I probably will watch it just because I still like the show, at least the first 3 seasons. But this one was very disappointing. I was hoping for more, but I knew what to expect to a point. And that's unfortunate because, I was hoping that I would like it. But yeah, my rating's 3.7 out of 10. So tell me, guys, have you seen the 4th season of Arrested Development? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What jokes worked for you? What jokes didn't work for you? Did you have a favorite episode? Did you like a certain character more? Just comment below, let me know. Let me know anything that you want about it. And yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And as always, I am Corey, and I will see you guys in the next one.